how I found the deal, because a lot of people always go, there's not any good deals out there. Okay.
Feels
It's
every-
hard to find deals. And what Umir was just talking about, here's what I was told by somebody before me, somebody part of our community that had experience, that had was in my shoes, the same way I was when I got started. And they told me, you've got to build a network, a relationship of people that know you're a real estate investor. You've got to build a relationship with wholesalers, realtors, contractors, anybody and everybody. You want them at your bank, everywhere. You want people to know you're a real estate investor. Okay. Because when you do that for 6 months, 4 months, the leads come like I get 10 to 20 leads a week, Umair, on
Wow.
deals.
I love it.
Some of them I pass to other people. Some of them are junk. Okay. Unfortunately, as you well know, there's a lot of folks who are wholesaling. That's just that's one strategy to take in real estate investing. And a lot of times people decide to be a wholesaling because it doesn't take money or much money, and it seems easier, which it's not, and it's a way to get into real estate investing. Okay. But what you find is, this is what I personally find, and I don't know what you have come across. Typically, 8 out of 10 wholesalers that send me deals
Uh,
don't know how to analyze a deal.
yeah. It's
They don't know what an ARV is, an after repair value. At least they just don't know how to figure an accurate one. They don't know how to figure repair costs, and so they present a lot of what I call junk. Okay, so as you're building these relationships, I've got about 5 or 6 wholesalers in the Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky market. When they send me something, I know to open it up and look at it.
yeah. So
Okay.
you're providing value,
They're
right?
providing, thank you very much, because that's what it's all about, providing value. And I've started doing that in Kansas. The first 4 houses I bought was from a broker who was wholesaling them. And this guy knew what he was talking about. He knew how to analyze the market. And so now if he sends me something, I'm opening it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the deals will come, guys. You start building relationships and you start letting everybody know that you're a real estate investor. Okay. And you will start getting leads and leads, because Umir is right. Think about the MLS, the multi-listing system. Okay. If something goes on the MLS, I'm just speaking for me in Northern Kentucky, Cincinnati. If something goes on the Northern Kentucky MLS, Umir, within 10 minutes, at least 100 eyes have seen it,
Dude, it's like that every
right?
Virginia,
It's everywhere.
it's gone with a
100 eyes.
snap of a finger. It's
Yes,
gone.
that's right. So, and what are the two key things, guys, that we're looking for as a real estate investor? We're looking for motivated sellers and distressed properties. Okay. Typically, when something hits the MLS, it's not distressed enough for us to build value into it. So we can turn it or do something with it and build value to make a profit. All right. So MLS is a tough road to go if you're just looking at MLS stuff. Um, Building those relationships. I've got most all of my deals off market. I believe I've only got one deal off the MLS.
So let's get back to this story, Scott. So
Yeah.
this one right here. Show us
Yeah.
around.
So this house had went through a fire damage, and I had a wholesaler reach out to my realtor and said, "Hey, this is off market, which means it's not on the listing MLS. It's off market, and it's gone through a fire damage. They put a new roof on, and they've already done the mediation for the fire damage."
Okay.
Okay.
Any more pictures in this one?
Yes. Oh, yeah. I'm going to show you more.
Okay.
And so, if somebody's asking what is involved in mitigation with fire, okay, there's some certain, and I'm not going to go full detail, but basically, there's a process you go through to make sure the structure is solid. Sometimes you have to do what we call sistering in um, floor joists and things like that. If the fire damage was so much that it's too deep and in the wood, and it's broke, it's basically made it unstable. There's some things you have to. Well, a lot of that had already been done in there.
Nice.
Okay, so an investor had bought this, and had started on it, but just basically didn't have the capital to finish it.
Uh,
So yes, have you come across a couple of those?
yep.
Okay, so where's my arrows at? My arrows disappeared. I'm sorry. I told you I'm just about as,
Hit that. Click it. The image.
where's it at? Oh, share.
No, just click a little bit low. You just got to click on the actual image.
I'm not seeing my image, kiddo. I'm sorry, guys. Bear with me. Let me try that again. Okay, here we go.
There it is. Now,
But
now you see that? You see, go all the way to your right. There's a little arrow.
I'm not seeing the arrow.
Oh,
Oh, okay. All the attendees was blocking it. Sorry about that.
yep, that's no problem. So now just click through them. I'd love to see them.
Okay, so this is where the kitchen was. So if you guys will see this, right, let me pick my mouse. Right here, these are called LVLs, okay? This is about a 22-foot span where we complete this. This house was built back when it was really big to have lots of little rooms throughout the house.
Yeah.
Okay. And so what's cool today is open floor plans. People love that openness, that large, spacious feeling. So we removed a lot of what we call load bearing walls. These are walls that are supporting this. This one's a 3-story house. So it's supporting the 2nd story and the 3rd story. So we had to put these LVLs in, and this is just one of them. But then you can also see up here, can you guys see some of this new wood right here?
Yep. Yep.
That's where we did some sistering on there to provide, you see this right here, this wood where it's really black, and you see this in here, okay? So of course, in a house like this, we had to pull a full building permit. We had to go through all the inspections. We just finished our plumbing and our electrical. We're going for final in this house on Monday, but these, okay, and you can see all the insulation put in. Let's go over
And
here. Yeah.
for those of you that are listening and you're like, man, I don't know what Scott knows. It's okay. What I did when I got started, guys, is I took this class called inspections. And the inspections class taught me what to look for, what not to look for. So go ahead and go through them and let them see the befores and afters.
Yeah, so here's some second story pictures where we gutted everything to the walls or to the studs. You'll see a lot of new wood put in here next to the old wood. And you can see the charring right there. Okay. And I believe, okay, this is this going from the 3rd floor down. Okay. And on this particular house, Umir, that's all the pictures I have on this house.
Okay, do you have any after ones?
Yeah, let me take a look here.
Yep. And look, you're learning technology and you're teaching us what you're doing. It's all good. Right? Yep. Go through some of your stuff. There's another one. Yeah.
Okay. So there you go. Remember that stairwell that went up?
Yep. This is midway through. I like it.
Yep. It's got all the sheetrock done. We got our can lights put in. There's that big 22-foot long LVL back there that I showed you.
Yep.
Okay. There's the front living room. We put all new windows in this house. Again, it already had a new roof, but this particular house, everything is new. All new plumbing, all new electrical, all new HVAC, air conditioner, furnace, all new ductwork, all new windows.
All right, let's just go right. Let's go on right through them.
Okay, so here is the view through the front 1st floor. You can see how open it was before. There was literally 4 rooms in this 1st floor, and now there's 1 large room.
Yeah.
Back here is a walk-in pantry. You can see your return up here for your HVAC. And there's a nice view from the living room of that staircase going up.
Okay.
Okay.
Awesome.
So that's just one example. Now let's talk a little bit about that. Let's see if this is okay.
So let's talk about some numbers real quick.
So here's the outside of the house. And now we've actually are past this point now. We've actually got handrail put on here. All of this has been redone. We are ready for final inspection. You can see we had to reside the whole house, all new windows, new doors, and that was the new roof that was put on right before we bought it. So yeah, you want to talk a little numbers on
Yeah,
this?
so let's talk about the numbers. So you purchased this property for how much?
65.
65,000. And how much did it take? Because you gutted everything, new sheetrock, and you took a lot of load-bearing walls out. You did all this work. How much did you actually have to put into this?
So with acquisition and rehab, we're going to be at 212.
Okay. And how much are you selling it for?
So that's about 147,000 we put into it.
Okay.
Okay. Now, some folks on might think, well, that is a lot of money to put in a house. But when you're doing all your majors and you're doing everything's gutted and you're doing everything, I mean, we've got, granite, beautiful self-shut cabinets, everything is new. It's pretty easy to get up there. So this house here, we actually just received an offer at full ask price today,
And what is that?
323.5.
Woo! And you'll make a profit of roughly.
Well, after selling costs, okay, because we're paying the seller or
Okay.
the realtor, after selling costs, we're going to be around 57,000 on this.
$57,000 on one deal. Not bad, my friend. I love it.
So now this deal, we had this going on as the same time we had this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We had 5 going on when we had this going on. So we started this in June, and we finally got all of our permits and everything. So we fully kicked in on this thing in August.
So was that 7 months from beginning to end? Is
From
that about
beginning
right?
to end, yes.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
And we
All right.
budget a year. We budget a year for this.
Okay. So you got
That
perfect.
that's something I always do, unless it's a quick, like some people call it lipstick. I don't really do a lot of lipsticks where you just go in and redo the floors and update a few cabinets and vanities. Most of mine, I buy them distressed and then I put a lot of value into
That's because you love flipping, my friend. I do lipsticks.
them. Okay.
All
All
right.
right. All right. Let's take a look at another one. I got so many to show you. So we're not going to have let's see. Did I show you these pictures? Oh, I can't wait to show you.
Yeah, I'd love to show some. I would. Yep. So
This is that house. Take a look at what we did in this house.
this is that house that we just saw.
Yes. So
Wow.
these are all self-closing kitchen cabinets, crown molding, all new stainless steel appliances. This is cardboard on top of the granite to protect it. So the granite's in there, the sink's in there. So one of the things I started doing a few houses ago, I started, instead of just doing backsplash, I'm doing full wall features all the way to the ceiling. Now, yes, it cost about twice as much as a backsplash, but guys, people just like rant, and you know how important a kitchen is, right, guys? Kitchen's what sells houses for the most part. The rest of it's got to look good, but this is really a big one. So look at that. That's the back. That's the full, and it went all the way to the ceiling when we were done. You can see some of the granite there. This turned out, now some of you might go, man, I don't like that. But our feedback we're getting is they love
Good.
it.
Okay. What else
All
you
right.
got? Show us the rest. This is getting
All
exciting.
right. You're starting to get excited. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. We like seeing some of the afters.
All right. Let's go to, let's see if this is the one I want to show.
And so let's talk a little bit about, so as you're going through these deals and you're sharing your journey and,
Yes.
and how you're a full-time real estate investor now, and you're creating generational wealth through what you love, because it really seems like you love this.
Oh, yeah.
What are some ways that you're funding these projects?
Okay. Great question. So from my very first deal, I have always focused on OPM.
Other
Okay?
people's money.
Which other people's money.
Okay.
Okay. And so one of the things that was really important is, my goal doesn't have to be the same as yours or anybody else's, but I took the first year or so to really become knowledgeable. And I already had background as a project manager building commercial stores, but I wanted to become knowledgeable in real estate investing, residential, multifamily, Okay. That type of thing.
Okay.
So learning about how self-directed IRAs have, and
Okay.
learning, because there's like seven, and I may be wrong, you may be able to correct me on this. There's like $7 trillion in retirement funds in America.
I know there's a ton. Yeah. It's a lot of
And
money.
so many people over the last year or two specifically have decided, because my wife and I had a pretty reasonable um, retirement account in place. And when '07, '08, and '09, when that period hit,
Yeah.
we lost over half of it.
Jeez.
But it took us 10 years to get it back and then some. Okay.
Okay.
But so many people are diversifying and not just relying on their future from the stock market. Okay.
Yep.
Because that's what you do with a retirement fund. It's in stocks, mutual funds, bonds, things like that. Okay.
Okay.
And typically, if you're with the big companies, I won't mention their names, but everybody knows a lot of the big companies that do retirements. They give you a selection that you can pick from, and that's what you get to pick from to invest your money in. And so many people are realizing I've got to get diversified. Okay,
Mhm.
I'm meeting people all the time that until about what, 2 years ago, I didn't even know what a self-directed IRA was. Okay. And I'm meeting people all the time that says, yeah, I just started my own self-directed IRA. I'm like, man, you wouldn't have heard somebody say that 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And so more people diversifying, and they're putting money into a self-directed IRA, which allows them to invest it where they want to invest it. Okay.
People are getting smart, man.
They
Yeah.
really are.
Yeah.
Okay. And so I started very early understanding how to have, and it's all about learning how to or have a conversation with somebody. You don't just, and Mayor, I know you know this, but we've got so many folks on today. You just don't walk up to somebody and say, do you have some money to invest in my real estate deal? Okay. There's a different way to have that conversation. And I learned that through our classes, through
And
specifically.
Scott, the
Yeah.
conversation really is the key, right? It's the conversation. And then when you start learning this stuff like we did, it's understanding the process and the paperwork that goes into making sure our investors are protected, right? And that's a big thing because people want to do business with, folks that they know, like, and trust, right? And so as you're building your credibility, and what I've done in the past is I've even shown my private capital investors how I've learned my real estate investing career, all my knowledge. I show them, and it really gives them some comfort of knowing that I've taken the time to educate myself and really understand the game before I go out and invest other people's money. So,
That is really funny that you say that, because I have done the same thing. I literally have an investor that has done like 4 or 5 deals with me.
okay.
And I'll never forget when I first met him, and started having that conversation. We started building a relationship. He started learning about my morals, my characters, the kind of person I was. I was learning about him as well. And I was like, hey, let me show you something. Like, this is the kind of knowledge that I'm gaining. And I literally paid 30 minutes of one of the classes with them
Yeah.
on online, let him just see it. And he was like, oh my gosh, I didn't know you could do that. I didn't know you could do that. I said, this is what I'm learning. And this is why I want to build a relationship with you, because that's what it's about. It's even though and you feel the same way, Amir, if there's a private lender doing a deal with you, they're not just your lender, they're your partner.
They're your friend. And then
That's
you don't
right.
you don't ever want to point your private
Yeah,
capital in the wrong direction. I always take care of my money partners.
that's right. You want to see this deal?
Yeah, move. Let's show us some pictures. We want to see.
Okay, so this is a property that came to me through a wholesaler. Okay,
Okay.
and they were wanting 35,000 for this property. And it was like 24 hours being publicized, like letting people know this is just hit. They just signed the deal, and they're starting to let people know, hey, we've got this house under contract. We have the contract to sell it. And they were like, okay, somebody's going to buy it at full ask price or above ask price.
Okay.
Currently, the way it sits now, this is the way it sat when I bought it. Kind of looks like a jungle, doesn't it, a little bit?
Yeah.
So this is the way it sat. It was a 2 bedroom, 1 bath. It was Section 8, so
Okay.
it was under affordable housing, and it was $711 a month gross rent every month,
Okay.
and the tenant was paying all the utilities.
Nice.
So the only thing the owner was responsible was for taxes,
Taxes and insurance.
insurance, and maintenance, updates, keeping that house updated. Well, this is one of those landlords we were talking about earlier. You know, they didn't put anything into it. They just took all the money out and never put anything. So I bought this sight unseen. Oh, that house, it was a fire damage house.
Hmm.
I never even went to that house.
You just bought it.
I put it under contract before I ever went there.
That's
Okay.
how confident Scott is, guys. That's how
Yes.
confident you guys need to be when you're making your offers, because you're not buying the house, you're buying
Mhm.
numbers and you're doing research.
You're doing research, you're peeling the layers back, but you're putting a contingency in your contract.
Right.
That the biggest, easiest contingency is an inspection. Okay. So I did the same thing with this. So I put it under contract at full ask price of 35,000. Okay. Now I had a different intention with this than keeping it as a rental property. Now, most people would think buying a property for 35, you're collecting 711 gross rents.
Seems like a
You're
pretty
get,
good cap rate to me.
it's a 6 or 7 cap rate.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, most people would buy it, or not most, a lot of people would buy it and just hold on to it. Right.
Hmm.
Okay. Because 711. Oh, and by the way, the tenant had been there for 8 years.
Show us the rest of this house. Go through some pictures while you're talking.
Well, this
You
is
got
what's
any
going to be
more?
interesting. My intention with this house, when I bought it and put it under contract, was to bulldoze it down.
Okay.
Okay. I wanted to build something big, beautiful, gorgeous in this spot. Okay. So we got it under contract. Before I even did an inspection on it, it came to my, not from the wholesaler, it came to my knowledge just, and actually it was a realtor friend of mine, came to my knowledge that the lot next to it, which was empty, was owned by the same seller.
Wow. Okay.
They didn't even tell the wholesaler that, and the wholesaler didn't figure it out on their own. So I'm like, I'm calling the wholesaler and saying, hey, what about the lot next to it? And they're like, what about it? And I'm like, the seller owns it too. And they're like, what? They didn't even tell us that.
You told him? I would just.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, follow me for a moment.
Okay.
So I said, you need to go back to him and say, hey, I have interest in buying that as well. Okay. I ended up getting the lot next to it and this for 50,000,
Okay.
and I bulldozed it down. There's what the house looked like after I bulldozed it down.
Jeez.
Okay.
All right.
All right. There's what the old foundation looked like after we cleared all the rubble away.
Okay.
Okay. That was the old concrete foundation. This is what it looked like after it was already graded and
Nice.
everything was removed.
Okay.
Okay. So I had a grand plan going into this. Let me show you. I had a grand plan to build townhomes in that spot.
Okay.
Okay.
And now this is the foundation.
This is the foundation. It's on a concrete slab. So if you look right here, okay, this is the foundation walls, and they're actually sitting on footers,
Yep.
so many feet below the ground. Okay. But this is the front porch. Okay. This center part. So this side is the left townhome. This side is the right townhome.
Got it.
Back here is a 24-foot deep garage, 2-car garage. You could literally put 2 full-size trucks in there. It's that big. Okay.
All right. We'll love the
So there's the front view of the after the foundation and everything was poured. Okay. So again, we acquired it for 35. This is what it's going to look like when it's done.
And is this one you're currently working on?
Yes, I am.
Awesome.
Yeah. So this one, right, you can see the front view here. You can see the rear with the double car garage park underneath the house.
Yep.
Both of these townhomes are 2,800 square feet. Okay. There's our side views.
I love it.
Yeah. And there's, you guys really can't tell. There's your floor plans, but you can see the the big trucks inside the garages. So this is 3 levels, 2,800 square feet each. Okay. We will sell these, Umir, for 499,000 each.
All right. So you said 499 each. Can you give us, so you
Right.
bought the lot for 50. Is it that same
The
one?
lot, the lot in the house. Yes.
We bought for 50. Now, what's your building cost? Just give us some rough figures so we understand.
Okay. Let me
Nice.
just go through this. There's some of the framing that's been going up.
Beautiful.
That was the first level framing. And I'm going to jump into numbers here, but let me show a little bit more pictures.
Yeah, we love it. I don't know about you guys, but I love the pictures.
I love pictures too.
Yeah.
What do they say? Pictures say 1,000 words. What
Yeah.
is it?
Absolutely.
Okay, is this it? Now I'll show you. Give me a second here. I'm a little slow. I already showed you that. Didn't I?
Yep.
Yeah, I already showed you that. And if I was better at technology, I'd have all these. Yaz could probably show me how to do all this stuff with their eyes closed.
Yep.
But yep, you know what I'm saying.
Yep.
I was trying to find a current picture, which I have. So let's talk about. Is this it down here? Yeah. So there's 2 levels built.
Wow. I love seeing a house go up. Okay.
Yeah, isn't that great? Okay, there's your right townhome, there's your left townhome. And now I've been gone for several days, but now we have a 3rd floor up. This is
Okay.
3 levels. The trusses come in next week to set the roof. The week after that, we set all the windows and door and the mechanics start.
Love it.
We've got a super aggressive time frame on this. So you want to talk about some
Let's
numbers?
talk a little bit about numbers, right? So
Okay.
people start seeing, you guys can, and Scott, I'm building houses on lots
I know.
in Virginia, right? And when the market's really high, so good investors always know how to adjust. So if you can't find a fix and flip, you got to understand how to build and sell for a profit. And that's exactly what you've done. So walk us through the numbers real quick.
Okay. So we acquired the lot and the prior house at 50. Okay.
Yes, 50,000.
So, right. All right. So when we're done, we'll be all in at $770,000.
All in. That's all the construction costs.
All the construction, rehab costs, all the holding costs,
holding costs.
taxes, insurance,
Okay.
utilities. That's all. The only thing that we're not paid at that point is what you pay at closing.
Okay.
And we will sell these for right at $1 million for both of them.
So you're going to make roughly around, let's just say $300,000.
Well, actually, it'll be 230 before selling costs.
Okay. Okay.
So my selling costs on this are around 50 grand for both of them.
Got it. So you'll make let's say $200,000 on these two.
A little bit short of that, but 200,000 on these two. Yes.
I love it, man. I absolutely love it. See, I mean, and this is great, man, because I know a lot of people. Did you guys know that the median household in United States of America right now is $58,000? That's the median household income. So to see people create cash flow like this is just remarkable. All right. So we got a question here. And John, you sent it direct to me, but I can ask it to Scott. He says, John says, is this considered a multifamily structure or zoned single family?
So it's actually zoned for multifamily, but being 2 townhomes, they both have different addresses. They could be sold differently. It'll be taxed differently. So it will be classified as a single family residential. Each one will be.
Okay.
There's no condo association, nothing like that.
John, I can't wait to introduce you to Scott. John's a good friend of mine I just met recently, and he actually has a really good eye and hand for contracting just like you. So I'll have to make the connection.
Awesome.
So what we'd like to do, because we're going to start running out of time here. We've got a little less than 25 minutes, guys.
Wow.
Let's open it up a little bit for some good old fashioned Q&A for Scot Buckholz. I can jump in as well. But any questions, any comments, I can share my screen real quick. I'm going to share my screen real quick with everybody. So right now is a good time to ask any question that you may have, because as you're getting started, we might be able to help you. You can ask me questions, you can ask Scott questions, and then I will show you an overview of all of the coursework that me and Scott have taken and what we have access to and what a lot of investors are now using to build and grow their real estate investing companies. If you guys would like more details, we'd be more than happy to get you guys details as you learn more about working with us, partnering with us, and making some extra money. So let me check the chat box real
Hey,
quick.
Umir, my chat says there's over 99 chats. Is that right?
No, your chat is lying. There might be over 99 things that were chatted in.
Oh, okay, because it says 99 plus on my end.
All right, so here we go. We got some questions flying in, so this is making me happy.
I don't even know how to get to it.
Let me mute whoever that is. Somebody help me out here. All right. So here's a question for you. So you are in your second year in real estate investing, correct? No, he has been investing in real estate for what, 5.5 years, Scott?
Yes. Well, I actually did my first deal in 17, 18, 19, 20. I'm starting my 5th year.
Nice. Now you are already getting into development and managing multiple projects. Do you think that your project management background helped you in it, or solely the education training, or both? It had to be both.
It is both. I can answer that. Yes. And this is something I'm very transparent. I share this with people. When I first meet people and they ask questions and they check out property tours, they come to this, like tonight's event, I was a project manager. I did have that experience, but so yes, maybe I was a little farther ahead than some people might be when they first get started. But it was all about the knowledge and the relationships that I built in this community that was key.
Awesome. So thank you for answering that. Another great question we have is, Scott, what specific courses benefited you the most in the start of it all?
Well, I definitely believe taking my tax and legal classes in the beginning on setting my entity up correctly. So I have an S corp that manages several LLCs. So I have different LLCs for rental properties. I have LLCs for my fix and flip and my new construction.
Okay.
And understanding the importance of how to leverage different entities. In the beginning, you don't have to set up multiple entities, but as you grow, you will learn that you will need more for protection, for liability purposes, and things like that. So, and the big thing was in the tax and legal was learning all about, as a business owner and specifically as a real estate investor, all the advantages I have when it comes to deductions and things that I can take that most people can't.
Yeah.
So learning about those were really important. But on the real estate side, I would definitely say the creative acquisitions class. I would say the self-directed class.
Okay.
I also took a velocity banking class, which is basically accelerated debt reduction, which allowed my wife and I to pay our home loan off in just a few years. So the beginning courses to get into real estate would be creative acquisitions, self-directed IRAs, and tax and legal to begin with.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Great answer. All right. So we got Hussein. What's up, Hussein? Hussein says, how do you structure other people's money? That's a very loaded question. And it's going to be hard to explain just right off the bat. But I mean, you want to go give them a quick and dirty? I don't know if there is a quick and dirty for how do you. Yeah, because there's 2 classes in general that I took that I would love to share with you. It's called Raising Private Capital and Partnerships. That was a game changer when it came to raising capital. Yep. And then the private and hard money coursework. And I can show that to you. So Sharon Archibald, being in your community, what support is available after training? So the process in a nutshell, Sharon, is you're going to learn the stuff at your own pace and time. And then we get together every week, like every week. So like I said, we hang out all the time, and our goal is to, you know, help duplicate what we've done in other people, right? We don't want to just, it's not just taking coursework and doing things by yourself. So if you need help on a deal, people are a call or a text away, which has just made what we do very different than what you've ever been exposed to.
You know, one of the things, Umir, I did in the very beginning when I was taking my classes for the first time, because I've taken some of my classes multiple times. And that's the beautiful thing about it, because our classes are for life. And so, and they get updated all the time with the new codes and the new, just things are constantly changing in real estate investing. But one of the neat things I did in the beginning is and we still do it today.
Okay.
There's several online study groups that you can literally get online, and you can, like, if you're studying a specific, like a fix and flip classes, you can find, because we're a national group, it just, because let's say somebody's in Virginia, they can plug into some study group online out of Denver.
We do study groups all the time here in Virginia.
You do all the time. That's what I'm saying. So that's what's important for me, is because, you know, I could literally study the classes with other people just like me. Okay. Because one of the things I learned early on, there are no dumb questions. And if somebody asks a question about something they don't understand, most times there's other people that have the same question, right?
Yes. Here's another one. Which state do you get most of your deals? Philomena, you might have missed it, but Scott is in Kentucky, Cincinnati, and what was the other one?
Kentucky, Ohio, and Kansas.
Kentucky. Oh, got it.
And that's currently.
That's current. He's continuing to scale his companies and his deals everywhere. Maybe we can hook up and do a deal together. Scott, what's up, man? We haven't done anything together yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. All right. So John says VB rocks. Here's a good one from Karan Powell. How do I become a project manager with a math degree? I don't know. Make some put your resume out there. Do you have anything for that?
So she has a math major, so she's really good with numbers. She's good at solving problems. Was it a female that asked the question?
Karan could be a male or a
okay. I'm sorry. Male. What? It's male.
Yeah.
Okay. So Karan, being a math major, obviously, again, you're very good with numbers. You've got some analytical skills. You're good at resolving problems. So taking that into learning about being project management, to look over projects, to run projects and things like that, you're just missing the real estate side of the things. But those are really good skill sets. Would you not agree to have in there?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. All right, let's see what else we got for you, my friend. In Georgia soon, right, Scott? All right, I don't know what they meant by that. Oh, Karan is a he. Price versus value. Yeah, so that's good. Okay. So any other specific real estate questions, we want to be here to help. Guys, I'm going to share with you the coursework really quickly. And you know, you just got to start putting things in perspective. Starting a business does cost some money, but you got to ask yourself, am I going to be able to pull the value back out? An investor never asks or thinks, oh, it costs too much. It's like, hey, is my investment going to reap a ROI, a return on investment? And as we showcase today, even one deal can make you, $59,000 or $200,000 or as little as $20,000. Yeah. But real estate is not a low ticket item, guys. So I'm just going to show this to you guys real quickly. And if it's something you'd like to learn more about, what you guys are going to do is get information on how to access and unlock your education. And then we'll walk you through the step-by-step process that people like you and me have gone through over and over and over again. Just remember, everyone, success leaves clues, and you don't have to reinvent the wheel. So these are the learning paths that myself and Scott, as well as other people all across the country, have gone through. And so this is what Scott was talking about when he mentioned the foundational stuff, right? So you can start laying your foundation and start learning this at your own pace and time, asking people in the community questions, and then executing on your deals. So just real quickly, there's minors, and then the group has majors. And there's 11 different majors that you can have access to. We don't teach one strategy. We create real estate investors, all right? So I just want to give you guys a little bit of insight of what we do. We're basically wrapping the meeting up. If you guys have any last minute questions, you can type them into the chat box. And what you're going to do now, guys, is you can contact whoever invited you here. You can get some information, and we have a lot more free exposures for you guys to attend. I just wanted to give you some insight on what we've done and what we're doing. And that's basically it. We're going to hang out for another 10 minutes or so. We finished up a little bit early. Thank you guys for joining our real estate investing workshop today, where you got the opportunity to ask questions and interact with real investors doing real deals all across the country. Okay. Scott, any last minute things that you want to end? Thank you for coming out, man. We really appreciate you.
Oh, it's been awesome.
Yeah, this is fun.
Can I show you the property we just got under contract, or not under contract? We closed on it 2 days ago.
You closed? Yeah, I'd love to see it. Share it.
Yeah, here it is. Let me move my tool, the attendee bar. There we
Just
go.
hit share screen, and you guys, we're staying on. And
this picture, real quick, was the first 4 properties we acquired in Topeka. Okay. Now they look different than when we bought them, because we actually went through and repainted them
okay.
before it got too cold out. This was my painter's work truck here. We repainted them to really, and we cleaned up all the yards, and we're getting ready to refinance these out. I know we didn't have time to talk about everything tonight,
Okay.
but one of the strategies that I've been really focused on here this year with buying these rental properties and acquiring them using other people's money is I'm using the Burr method. Buy, repair, rent, refinance, pull all your money out. Some cases, we not only go pull our own money out, we're going to have additional cash money that we pull out, and we can just keep repeating this over and over and over.
Yes. And Scott, that's a great, I'm glad that you mentioned the Burr method, because, and there's phases to real estate investing, guys. In one phase of your life, you could be in a point where you're scaling up, right? And you're scaling up and you're creating cash flow. And then in another phase of your life, you can be at a point where you're paying down your debt or selling your debt if the market is appreciated. So I'm glad that you brought that up, Scott.
Well, thank you. There's something else I wanted to show you here, the properties that we just acquired. Give me just a second here.
So Samuel said, what strategy would you recommend for your first deal? Fix and flip? Well, for him, it seems like fix and flip would be ideal, Samuel, but there is no ideal strategy. You got to do the strategy that best fits your personality. A class I could recommend you to take is Understanding Your Investor ID by Jay Massey, because it really helped me to understand what type of deal I wanted to do first.
Right. So this is the property, Umir, that you haven't seen yet. I haven't even posted this, I don't think.
Wow, it's beautiful.
Yeah, this is a 4,600 square foot property. Okay.
Is that a single family or like an apartment?
Yeah, well, this was prior to us buying it. 2 months ago, there was a very prominent law firm that was in there.
Okay.
And they ended up moving out and building their own building, and pretty fancy. But this is a early 1900s. These were 2 single family houses that they combined back either in I think in the 60s.
Wow.
And it's in a historic holiday park area of Topeka, Kansas. So this is the back parking lot. We have 12 dedicated parking spaces. So we're going to do something really cool with this. This will be my first time doing this. I'm so excited with this. We acquired this property off market for $150,000. They were asking $149,500.
That's it.
149.5. We got wind of it the day that we got the call on it. We put it under contract that day for 150.
Boom.
I never even saw it. Never went to it. I saw a couple pictures like this, but I never went to it. It was in Kansas. I was back in Kentucky, and we got it under contract at 150. Okay. This was you remember what we were talking earlier. What, as investors, do we look for? We look for motivated sellers and distressed properties, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we can build value back in that property and either flip it, or we can charge or bring up to market rent on the rent prices. So this property we got under contract at 150. We had a motivated seller. We bought this out of a trust. Okay. The father had passed away, and there was a couple daughters, and one daughter had the power of attorney, and she just wanted to liquidate it. Okay.
Okay.
And it was clear and free. So she just put 150 on it to move it. And we put it under contract the day we found out about it. Okay. It was off market. And since then, Umair, we had to get it appraised. We have a specific lender on this one. It's out of state lender. And they required an appraisal. This appraised, are you sitting or standing?
I'm standing right now, but am I about to start standing or what?
This appraised as it sits for $625,000.
Shut the front door.
Yep.
Dude, you hit a home run.
Yeah,
Okay, now
is-
this is the home runs that we were
It
talking
is.
about, guys.
Yeah, this is a home
Wow.
run. This is probably my best so far.
Oh my God.
And I do say so far because if it happened, it'll happen again, as long as, again, we're acquiring at the right price.
Scott,
So
I'm standing right now, bro.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So this house has incredible bones, brand new roof. Windows are about 10 years old, but they're at the top of the line. They're like Anderson or Pella windows. Siding's in great shape. The basements, because these were two single families, they both have separate basements, but they're super clean. Like, you don't see 100-year-old homes that are this clean.
So
This
Scott,
is so clean.
dude, you got over $400,000 of equity in this deal.
Yes, absolutely.
Wow.
Already. So now some people might say, well, let's just sell it and take that money and go buy a lot more stuff. We have a grand plan on this, and I've never done this. This will be my first time doing it. I am in short-term rentals. This is going to be a short-term rental office space. We're going to literally have 4 apartments up above.
Okay.
And it was already zoned. It was zoned for mixed use.
Wow.
So we can do apartments up above. We can do office spaces below. Okay. Because of where this is located, we're going to be able to get, these are 1 bedroom, 1 bath. And we're going to make these like boutique. We're going to do this as like a boutique style. I don't know if you've heard that jargon used very much. It's just a up and coming type thing. A lot of people are doing it. So these will be finished boutique. We will be able to get, because we're going to pay utilities on this. We're going to be able to get $1,150 an apartment. Okay. And with the offices down below, we should be able to gross potentially around $9,000 a month on this building.
Wow. 9 G's a month. I love cash flow.
This is like fun. This is like, I have fun all the time, but this is like fun when you come across home runs like this. So I wanted to share that before we ended up, because my goal, remember, have 100 rental doors in Topeka and 100 rental doors in Cincinnati and North Kentucky. Now, I'm not doing all these deals on my own, guys. I do want to make sure I preface this. I have deals that I do with just my company, but then I have some partnerships. Okay. So I'm a part of a partnership in Topeka. Okay. I'm part of a partnership in Northern Kentucky, Cincinnati. I'm leveraging other investors that are a part of our community. All my partners are a part of this community. I'm leveraging their skill sets. Okay. I'm leveraging, like, one of our partners is an attorney. Okay. One of our partners is retired military. So I'm leveraging everybody's skill sets. And what we're going to do is we're going to take massive action, and we're going to really build our portfolio.
Wow. I mean, it's just, you got me motivated again, man. It's like sometimes that this is, our lives are a direct reflection of the expectations of our peer groups, right? When we start hanging out with people that are expecting us to make more money, it just starts happening, man. I love it. So is this the inside right here?
No, no, no. Let me get it for you, sir. Okay, so this is a property that we got acquired in December. This
Okay.
is a 9 unit. We put it under contract. It was already tenanted. We got we had 5 tenants in it at the time. It's 9 units, and we got this acquired at 236, and we're going through and rehabbing this right now. We've started on 3 of the units, and we'll have those done by the end of January. And we're basically flushing out the old tenants because they were paying such low rents, and we're going to get this up to where it needs to be for market rent. So we're updating all the apartments. But that's what those pictures were that I just showed you real quick, were the inside of some of these apartments.
Yeah.
You know, we're big onto, or I'm big into pulling up all carpet. I don't like carpet in any of my rental properties. So I pull up all the carpet, I put LVP down. I pull up all this vinyl old stuff, set carpet. This
Yeah.
is already gone. All this stuff has been demoed out, and we're putting all new LVP throughout. It's a lot less maintenance. You don't have to worry about spills. And I put a 30-year warranty product in that's waterproof. And so again, I don't know if we had time, but I just thought if anybody was still on, you know, that's kind of what the apartment inside looked like. And we're
Wow.
just, yeah, yeah. So we're going to be able to offer a 2 bedroom. These are 800 square foot, 2 bedroom with a full size living room, a full size kitchen, and a washer and dryer hookup in every unit. And
Okay.
so we will be able to rent these easily for $650 a month.
Wow.
Yeah. So you can do the math real quick on 9 units.
Yep. This has just been inspirational for sure, because you know, it's like I'm doing everything I can to increase my cash flow, and you've got me so excited about, you know, jumping off and doing more new builds and building. Stanley is on my team. He's been talking a lot about new developments, so maybe I don't even know if Stanley's on right now, but
Stanley Myers.
Stanley Myers. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I've
He's
talked to Stanley on some property tours, and
he's got his coursework. He's been taking his classes. Stanley's been taking massive action. I'm so proud of him. I can't wait to see him.
I'm still here.
Can't wait to
So,
see. I can't wait to see you just have put some deals to fruition this year, bro. So it's coming. Just keep plugging in.
it's definitely coming.
What's
check
this
this,
one?
check this house out. This was a 4,400 square foot old Victorian home that unfortunately was vacant for 12 years, and with a lot of the windows broken out. It had massive roof leaks. It had some squatters get in it, and let's see if I out of pictures here, and you can see what happened. Okay, who knows what they were cooking in there, but they were cooking something, and caught it on fire. So we bought this property for $35,000. No, for 40,000. Sorry. I apologize. I want to be accurate. 40 grand for this property, with the intention of bulldozing it down. Yeah, I know. Because guys, I would have loved to have saved it, but it would have cost us probably 300,000 to renovate this. Because it was a historic home. We were approved. We went through a couple months of approvals to get it tore down, but it was in such bad shape. It had so much water over, I don't know how many years get into it.
I think you made a post on this on Facebook,
Yes.
right? That
So
you
there,
couldn't save it and stuff like
yeah,
that.
yeah. So there's the foundation after it's been removed. This has all happened in the last 60 days, guys. I've got a lot of deals in the works right now, but so there it is, cleared out. So this is what we're going to do with this bad boy. I'm so excited about this project. I'm excited about all of them, but this was such a large lot, Umir. It was 85 foot wide by 150 foot deep. Okay. So we tore down one house. We bought it for 40. Obviously, demo's not cheap, excavating's not cheap, but we're going to build 3 single-family homes on this property, okay? And these houses will sell for 400 easily. This is right around the corner from the one I showed beginning, the firehouse that we got under contract tonight for 323.
Mm-hmm.
These will sell for 399 each. Okay. So that's 1.2 million.
Okay.
And we will have a little over 800 in on all 3 of these.
Wow. Amazing.
Yeah. So that's why I said early on, I'm going to be building my portfolio rentals, but I'm going to continue with new construction. Okay.
Because that's what fuels because even if you don't have private capital lenders now, that may be what fuels you doing more rentals. Yeah.
Yep.
So here's a question.
So sure.
So we've got, how long was the rezoning process?
Say it again.
How long was the rezoning process?
So the property was already rezoned, or it was already zoned for what they called a small, excuse me. It was zoned where we could either build an apartment building, we could build 3 row homes. Okay, but we went and changed it to a small subdivision, which is basically 3 single families. We could have actually made it a major subdivision and put 5 in there. Okay. But these are going to be 2,400 square foot, 2 stories, freestanding garages. We just felt, we ran the numbers. We looked at, something else we haven't talked about tonight. I know we don't have enough time to talk about everything.
Uh-huh.
Just don't. But you talked about your investor ID.
Yeah.
And understanding, are you a Bloomberg customer? Are you a Target customer? Are you when I say customer, investor,
Walmart.
Are you a Walmart investor, Target? Anyway, you've got to understand who is your demographics, who's going to live in this subdivision or this area, who's going to buy this single family home. It's very key to understand who those people are. Okay. So after we knew that, we knew that we would get better results by putting 3 single families instead of 5, because we could put larger houses. Okay. We could put detached garages, where if we went with 5 single family, we would either have to put the garages under the house and make it 3 stories, which would drive the price up, and we'd have to sell it for more. But we knew the sweet spot at 399 would work. And so that's how we determined what we were going to develop on that property. But I feel the same way, Umair, on rental properties. If you're buying a property to keep for a buy and hold, you need to understand who is the customer that's going to rent from you in that area. Right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
If you got a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, who is that customer going to rent in that? If it's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, who is the customer that's going to rent that property? And understanding that and tie that into understanding what the ARVs are and what the market rent prices are. You put all those together, and that allows you to make the smart decisions on acquisition, on rehab costs. And that's something that I've learned through the classes.
Awesome. Wow, this has been really good, guys. Hey, we're almost 10 minutes past almost 5 minutes past the hour. Scott, I couldn't thank you enough, man. I'm glad we finally got you booked in. Do you have some more to share with us? Because
I've got so many, but I'm not going to be able to share them all tonight. This is one of my duplexes. This is a great story. We got this duplex under contract, and it's the upper level is one side, the lower level is another side. And we got this under contract for 82. Okay.
Okay.
And we're putting in about 40 grand into it. Okay. And that's 122. All right. And we're using the Burr method here. Okay. We're going to refi this out, and we're going to be looking around 179 is what this should be appraised for.
Okay.
Okay. So we'll be able to not only pay our lender off, but pull a little bit of money out on this deal, and we'll own this property with very little money into it.
I love it. So
Yeah.
see, if you guys, once you guys start understanding real estate, you'll see how investors all the time do deals without much money into it after it's all said and done.
So part of why we decided this was a good buy and hold is because we're renting the top and the bottom for 1,000 each.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we initially made our decision on 850, but we soon found out very quickly because we were updating everything in the units that $1,000 was very obtainable. We're almost done with the first floor, and we already have an applicant that's in to rent this at $1,000. Okay.
Awesome.
So at $2,000 a month, that's $24,000 a year. That's 240,000 over 10 years on a property we have 122 into.
Gold.
So guess what happened, Umair?
Yeah.
This house here had been vacant for many years.
Mm-hmm.
They saw that we had bought this and we were updating it. The guy comes over, we start to have conversations, and he was like, "Hey, my dad might want to sell his right here, this one right here."
Nice. And
And
it
I'm like,
starts
"Okay."
going and going and going. It
Yeah.
just starts
So,
adding
yeah.
stuff.
So I'm like, "Okay, great." And he goes, "Well, he wants 110." I'm like, "Okay, hold on just a minute. Where does he get the 110 price from?" "Well, he just thinks it's worth that." I said, "Well, we bought this for 82. It's public records on the county auditor site. Can I walk you through it and then we'll look at yours?" We ended up acquiring this property for 52,000 next to it. It's the exact same building as this. Okay. But we are going to put 60 into this one. So we'll be in at 112 on this one, where we're going to be 122 on this one. And this will do the same thing. These will rent for 1,000
Same thing.
each.
Cash flow, baby. I love it.
Yep.
All right, guys,
Cool.
that's going to be the last one. I know Scott can keep sharing, but our time is up and we want to be conscious of our time. You guys have a fantastic night. Tomorrow, let me just stop the share real quick. Or not share my screen. Hold on. Tomorrow, we are having an introduction meeting. So if this is your first time to one of our events, we're having an introduction meeting tomorrow at noon. Right before that introduction meeting, we're having a live property tour with Scott. All right. So if you guys would like to join an in-depth property tour, that's tomorrow at 11. And we have an introduction at 12. Guys, we do lots of exposures and meetings, kind of showing you guys what we're all about throughout the week. So what your job is, right after we get off the line, you're going to text or you're going to call or you're going to email whoever invited you here and say, "Hey, I'd like to go to the next meeting," or "I'd like to set up some time to get more information." Guys, thank you for being here. We just made it through another workshop. We're going to get ready to end the meeting. So see you guys at our next training. Have a great night. Thanks, Scott. I think you did freaking awesome tonight.
Thanks for putting up my IT challenges. I appreciate it.
It's all good, dude. Everyone has strengths and weaknesses, and we're grateful to have you on and share your story, dude.
All right. Thanks, Vivian. Thanks for the comment. I appreciate it.
A lot of people saying thanks, Scott. Yep. Peace. Bye, James. Bye, Valerie. Christian, I'm glad you made it on, buddy. Everybody, thank you for being in.
Awesome job, Scott. Good night.
Good night, guys.
Good night, Damien. Thanks for being on, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Have a good one, Umair.
Good night, Keith. Thanks for supporting the community. Thanks for being on.
Good night, everybody. Thanks a lot. It was a great job tonight.
Alvin Howard, good night. Thanks for being on. Good night, Philomena. Good night, Sawitu. Good night, Camille. Gay Lloyd, thanks for being on. Kern, glad you got on. Good night, Jason EB. Nice hat. Good to see you, my friend. Bye, guys.